Hi, I'm State Representative Gary Day. I'm here in Lower Macungie Township. Has a population of about 33,000 people, one of the largest municipality in my district. It's a little less than half of the people in my district live in this municipality. It's a very important municipality, and joining me today is Brian Higgins, President of the Board of Commissioners of Lower Macungie Township. Thanks for being with me, Brian.
Thanks for having me, Gary.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you being with me today. And I wanted to just ask you a couple of quick questions about, the importance of our municipalities, the work that you're doing, the projects that are happening. I know every time we get together, you always talk about the mandate from the people on farmland preservation and how that's important and how you're representing the people who voted that in. Tell us a little bit about the farmland preservation and overall planning in the township.
Sure, Gary, and thanks for having me. Farmland preservation to our residents is probably the number one topic that we hear all the time. This was a farming community for a very long time. We've experienced unprecedented growth in the last 20 years, where we are at 33,000 people now. But there was always the worry that all the farmland would go away and there would be too many people for the infrastructure that we had. So several years ago, there was a referendum on the ballot asking the residents, are you willing to spend X amount of money to preserve farmland? And it was a resounding yes. More than 60% of the voters said yes. And over the 12 years that I've been involved here, we have preserved nearly 1,000 acres of land in the township, 200 of it coming in just the last 6 months, including a 66-acre tract that was scheduled for a large-scale, high-density residential development that would have really put a hurt on our infrastructure. And we were able to get that land and preserve it forever, and it will never be built on.
Now, it's interesting you said infrastructure a couple of times. So let's talk a little bit about that, because the other conversations we have between my office and your office here is about infrastructure, governmental infrastructure like sanitary sewer, stormwater sewer, to take the water to the appropriate places so it can be reabsorbed into the land and repurposed and used appropriately. Can you tell us a little bit about the challenges of that infrastructure, along with our roads and bridges that everybody can see, these sewers that people can't see?
Yeah, I never thought I would know so much about sewers. It's not really the greatest topic of conversation. But what you have to realize is that over time, sewers will break down. You'll get what they call inflow and infiltration. So water's getting in from places that shouldn't be. It's coming out in places it shouldn't be. So we spend here almost $1 million a year rehabbing and replacing our sewer system. That leads to a much larger issue that's coming in the future because of the whole Western Lehigh sewer system that runs into the Allentown facility. There's going to have to at some point be another facility. So we're trying to do our part to make sure that we're not adding to the problem. You couple that with, many miles of roads. A lot of them are state roads, but most of them are local roads. They have to be refurbished, rehabbed. We have a process here that every 7 years, every street is touched in some way, whether it's repaved or resurfaced. It's a great system that we're actually actively working to revamp to make sure that we're doing it the right way. And then on top of it, we actually maintain, inspect, and repair 12 bridges in this town that carry vehicular traffic. That's a huge undertaking. And, for the most part, we are a very low taxed municipality. So trying to manage all that with the little money we have, it can be a challenge.
I want to thank you for all the work that you do. I hope you share my gratitude with the rest of your commissioners here in the township, because it's a board that does this and makes these decisions. And I appreciate what you're doing on infrastructure, governmental infrastructure. And I look forward to working with you on all of these projects. We've been in conversation in the 6 months since I've taken office again. And we've talked about a lot of these projects, and that's why I wanted to do this quick update. Let people know about some of the things they can see, the roads and bridges, the other things people can't see. So I appreciate what our municipalities are doing and the challenges of being such a large population municipality, but it's clear you're listening to the people and you're governing the way they've directed you to govern. And I appreciate what you and your colleagues are doing on the board. And I look forward to continue to work with you to help make have Pennsylvania make Lower Macungie a great place to live and work. So with that, I want to thank you for joining me today. I'm State Representative Gary Day. If there's anything you saw in this video that you have any questions about or even comments about, email or phone call to my office. Give me that information. Make me a better state representative. I work together with all the folks at Lower Macungie Township and all of our municipalities to try to make your life a little bit better. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Gary.
Yep.